Today I'm going to make pine pitch glue, and I'm going to make this fast and furious because I need this pine pitch glue to make a fly rod to fish this river behind the camera. So this will be kind of a series, but I'm going to do individual episodes. So this is a pine pitch, how to make pine pitch glue. First thing you need is pine pitch, which we have a bunch of it hanging out of this tree right here. Scrape it off. Just gather a whole bunch of it. This particular tree is really oozing. Now I need a lot for this project I'm going to do to make my fly rod. I'm going to get as much as I can. So this can is literally filled to the top. When you encounter a big batch of this stuff, you probably want to just collect it because a lot of times it's hard to find. I mean, today it's not very hard to find at all, but when you see it, you should get it. But you can see it's packed full. Some of it's pretty hard, some of it's not as hard. Like this one's pretty firm, and there's nothing wrong with that. It'll melt down just as good as the soft stuff. All right, let's go to the fire pit and we'll go over the rest of this process. Melt some of this stuff up. You see our pine pitch. Starting to get shiny in there. One thing that helps out often is to take a live stick, sort of break it sort of in half, and then you can pinch the can with that. Kind of like little tongs. And once you can stir this, you've reached the temperature we're looking for. There's a lot of hard, crunchy pieces still in there. Turn the heat up on it just a little bit for a second. So we've already went from a full can down to about a half can. Just trying to move it around and heat it evenly, sort of on all sides. Take a look at that. We're starting to get some good liquid. Pretty liquidy. Like if you see smoke coming out of your sap, out of your pitch rather, you're heating it too fast and too much. This is where you will make or break your pine pitch glue. This can's about 50% full, so I like to use 25% volume for charcoal. Grind that up real nice. You don't want chunks. You can see it almost looks like graphite. I'm gonna ditch some of these big chunks. How's this looking? No chunks allowed. So we lost a little bit from our chunks, so I'm gonna add. All right, our pine pitch is looking flawless. It's gonna be kind of hard to run my camera with all this going on here, but I need to show you this. Consistency of all of our pitch. You can see it's like falling off this stick. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna add this charcoal. Now that this is crushed up, I can see we're gonna need a little bit more. So let's put it in there. Grind up a little more. Ooh, that one ground up nice. Alright, grab our stick, that sort of oven mitt, nature's oven mitt, and just stir the tarnation out of it. And when this is done, it's literally going to look like black tar, which is pretty much what it will be. And then I'll show you the best way to store it, to make it easily usable. Right, that heat really loosened that up a little bit. Let's go a touch more. Do not let it get too hot or start smoking on you. That'll be the difference between like glass and soft glue. If it's hard, fragile glue, no matter what you put it on, it's going to break right off. But if it's slowly warmed and never boiled, it will have the same consistency as like a sort of hot melt glue, but in my opinion, it's stronger than hot melt glue. So, show you guys what we're dealing with here in this absolutely horrific lighting situation. There it is. So this is where you could also add in like rabbit droppings or elk droppings, and it adds a little bit of extra. I'm gonna put that back on for a second. It adds a little bit extra sort of a fiberglass effect to it. In my personal opinion, don't tend to worry about that unless I happen to have some animal droppings nearby. And I could have grabbed some moose droppings yesterday, but I didn't, so we're going straight charcoal. This is going to be strong enough, I promise, for our fishing rod. What I'm going to do here is stick my little stick that I just found into it, sort of twist it around a little bit. It's going to come out looking something like that. Beautiful. Now that's going to harden up, and we can help harden it by touching it. Form it into a nice ball. It's going to dry, ideally, if everything went right, it's going to dry semi-hard with just a little bit of rubberiness to it. It should feel just like a hot melt glue would. You don't want it really hard. You want to be able to like push your fingernail into it. About the right consistency you're looking for. We got a ball, big ball on there. Starting to harden pretty good. Once that hardens, we're going to dip it back in there like that. Oh yeah. Now we got a nice mega hog. I'm going to make a couple of these. You don't want too much charcoal on it during this. I mean, all I'm doing is getting my hands. It's sort of like when you're making a pizza, you want your hands dipped in flour so they don't stick. That's kind of what we're going for with this charcoal I'm doing here. So that looks like a pretty good gob. Let's let that dry out. I'm going to go get another stick. Twist it in there. It's nice to do this in a big batch. There's our 2 drumsticks. That one thinks it's going to roll away, and it's wrong about that. And when you're ready to use this, you heat it up and you just dab it onto whatever it is you're trying to fix and treat it just like hot melt glue. Don't get it really hot, just heat it up a little bit and you rub it on the spot where you want it. And that is nature's glue. Native Americans used to use these to attach their birch bark canoes together. So it is actual, effective, really good glue. If you ever get in a position where you need to fix a hole in your waders, it works well for that. assuming you did it right. Some fantastic, portable, you could throw these right in your pocket without any problem. So, all right, I'll see you guys soon on the next one. But I got a couple other little things I gotta make before I'm ready to make the fly rod, but I just gotta make some basic building materials, which glue is one that I needed for sure. So stay tuned, we're gonna have a little bushcraft series coming at you. See ya.